All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua.
We want to give double honors to the apostle and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to your fellow hopefully like Akim that's preaching the word and all truth of the city around the four corners of the earth. So basically, this lesson is going to be entitled, "Some will be martyred for this truth." You know, and the some are the elect men of Israel, 144,000, according to Revelation, the 7th chapter. You know, so without further ado, we're going to start with our lesson. I go to Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8.
All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence."
And right, that's right. You know, that's what the prophet's duty is, to prophesy the evils to come, in which we are doing right now, telling you that some elect men of Israel will be tortured for this truth and be martyrs for this truth. You know, according to Revelation 24. Can you grab me that real quick? Because
keep going.
Yeah.
It says, and of evil and of pestilence. It says, the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of that prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh hath truly sent him.
Right, because we going out on the highways and byways telling people the evils to come, and all these FEMA camps, which are the Walmarts, all these prison camps coming, man. And then Esau got all these torture methods to make people, that's going to make people take the RFID chip, which according to Revelation, the 13th chapter, is the mark of the beast, you know.
Come. And this is the book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 4. It says, "And I saw thrones."
Now this was the apostle John, the Revelator, seeing a vision of the elect men of Israel being beheaded for this truth, getting their heads chopped off from the guillotine. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them." It says, "And judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of the Lord Yahushua."
Right, because John the Revelator, Apostle John, saw elect men of Israel being beheaded for this truth because they were denying the RFID chip, man. You know, because according to Revelation 2 and 10, some elect men of Israel will be cast into prison, man. You know, for not taking the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, man. You know, Esau got various torture methods too, you know, which we're gonna get in a second. You know, now you go to
finish
this.
this.
Finish
it says, "For the witness of the Lord Yahushua." It says, "And for the word of the Most High."
Yeah, for the word of the Most High, the scriptures, man. You know, they're gonna label us as terrorists real soon. You know, they're gonna try to conquer that, put it in that sensationalism, saying that we not true men of the Lord. Oh, Jesus didn't speak like that. He didn't speak rough. When the scripture says he was an austere man, you know.
It says, "In which had not worshipped the beast."
The RFID chip, or had not taken the RFID chip.
Well, the beast is the system.
The beast is the system,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The beast being the NATO and the EU,
yeah.
which that's the system that's governing the whole earth by way of the elite bankers. All right, the elite bankers being the Wahlbergs, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, so on and so forth. So those elite bankers are governing the whole earth by way of the NATO and the EU, which NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the EU is the European Union. All right, so that is the system in which the so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom in the Bible, all right, the elite thereof, which are the bankers, all right, they're going to implement their new world order, which is a cashless system, all right, by way of the RFID chip, which is spoken of in Revelation, the 13th chapter. And they're going to do so by implementing that on through the beast system. All right. It says, "Neither his image," and the image is the pagan Roman Empire, all right, coming back in the full force. All right. It says, "Neither have received his mark." Go ahead.
The mark, now word mark in Greek is charagma, which means a decision, you know, because in order for them to put the RFID chip in you, they would have to cut in your flesh in order to insert the chip inside of you. So the ones that don't take the RFID chip, which is going to be the elect men of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, or the Hebrew Israelites, will be guillotined, man, you know.
It says, "Have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai and Mashiach
Yeah,
1,000 years.
Right, because according to 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, the dead shall rise first, and Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. So the ones that died for the truth will be risen back up. You know, all our apostles and the elders that were, that died, out of Bivens, High Priest Yaquab and King Marshal, they will be risen back first,
All right, and I'm gonna add this because you said that some of us will go into prison, which the prison is those concentration camps and FEMA camps, all right, that the so-called white man is going to implement for those who basically forbear or denounce that RFID chip. And this is Revelations 2 and 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison."
Now, the word devil means deceiver. Now, it's not talking about spiritual demon Satan, because spiritual demon Satan can't cast you into prison. It's talking about the so-called white man, Esau, because devil means deceiver. So he's going to deceive people to think that the chip is good, but it's really not. So, elect men Israel knows that we are not ignorant to Satan's devices. So we're not going to take that mark of the beast, Lord willing, and he's going to cast us in prisons.
Right. And how we know this?
Because we know this. Scriptures.
We know, we know this by the word. All right. And it just said right here in Revelations 20 and 4 that it says, "Were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of the Most High." All right. And I'm going to continue on here in Revelations 2 and 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." And tried with what? That RFID chip. It says, "And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Now, that's not talking about 10 actual days, although it could, but that's just a dispensation of time, a certain amount of time. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life."
That's right. So we got to be faithful to the end. If we ever put in those situations, man, like the El Yashwama says, we live in the worst case scenario, so we gotta expect the worst things, but the better things to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, man. Because Yahweh Shema Shai is not gonna allow Esau, the so-called white man, to continue doing his wickedness, perpetuating his wickedness upon the sinful kingdom, man. Now go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 17.
We're gonna set that up too, because just as we mentioned, it said that some of us will be beheaded for the testimony of the Lord Yahweh Shai and for the word of the Most High. So what this so-called white man is gonna do, all right, he's gonna try to get us to denounce this word, denounce the Lord's name, which the Lord, the Heavenly Father name is Yahweh, his only begotten Son name is Yahweh Shai. So he's gonna try to have us denounce those the names and the word by what? Torture methods. All right. Now we're not going into this to put fear in the brother's heart, but we're going into this to let the brothers know what could happen. You know what I mean? So when it does happen, you will know, hey, look, we read about this, so this is all a part of the story. It won't be foreign unto you. All right. So this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, "Let us see if his works be true."
Now this is so-called Esau, the so-called white man, gonna be saying that stuff, because he gonna know the elect man, the man that was preaching the highways and byways, some will be in prison camps. So he gonna say, man, we're gonna torture this man and let this man see what he is about him praising Yahweh Shema Shai.
It says, "And let us prove what shall happen in the end of him."
Right. They're gonna try to kill us. We got a list of torturement instruments on the internet. It's gonna get into in a second. Yeah. They're gonna try to,
it says prove what shall happen in the end of him, because some of us, not some of us, but although some of us will be martyrs, we will die for this, but some of us will get spiritual power. You know what I mean? And as you in the situation of torture, you know what I mean? Right before Esau is trying to do something to you, He might get that mighty spirit on you and break through and destroy all those that are around about you, trying to destroy you. So it says, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Yeah, the end of him is, oh, let's try to kill him and see if he, let's see if he's gonna be risen up from the dead, or let's see if he's gonna get the spiritual power, which they've been preaching about. Because you so-called white people, you Edomites, or you devils, or you guys fantasize about the spiritual power. That's why you guys make all these movies. But remember, your blessing was a carnal blessing. You know what I mean? You was blessed with the sword and the fatness of the earth. We was blessed with spiritual blessings, man. We're going to get that spiritual power to fight against you. Because the Most High is not the author of confusion. He not going to give you the sword, all right, and all these carnal instruments of death and not set his men up. You know what I mean? His man being the chosen man of Israel.
That would be an unfair fight.
That'd be an unfair fight. You know what I mean? So the Most High deal with balance. In fact, Proverbs 11:1 says, a false balance is abomination unto the Lord thy God. You know what I mean? And that'd be a false balance for Esau to be set up with all these carnal instruments of death, and we don't be set up with nothing. You know what I mean? So we gonna be set up with some mighty power. All those powers you so-called white people write down in your movies, all right, you produce all throughout your little TV shows. You're gonna see those men risen up with great power. That's why it's saying, prove what shall happen in the end of him. You know what I mean? They want to see the spiritual power.
That's right.
It says, for if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies.
Right, that's it.
Yeah. So basically, they trying to tempt the Most High, man. And you ain't supposed to tempt the Most High.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they said the same to Yahushua, when he was on the cross. If you be son of man, do such and such and this. And he was getting crucified at that time, So they basically was just mocking him, But this time, the Lord's going to raise up his men,
It's 19, it says, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. All right. So, that's pretty much plain. You know what I mean? It says, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. So we have here, 10 horrifying tortures used in ancient Rome. And I'm going to go, through a couple of them and, basically see, because this place is, the second leg of Rome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because, Esau still got these torture methods from the medieval times, man. So he gonna try to, he gonna, all this is just fashioned into a new way, man. But it's still the same torture methods he used back in ancient times.
I'm gonna read this passage and I'm gonna go into it. Says in ancient Rome, the general rule was that slaves could be freely tortured. All right, and that's what they're gonna do to us because once this word get out, they're gonna take us down for treason. All right, and which treason, the meaning of treason is as follows. Satan want to slow up everything.
Because treason, basically in ancient times they were persecuting people that believed in Yahweh Shema Shai, like the apostles. John the Baptist was beheaded. James was beheaded. It says,
treason. All right, it says treason, the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. And this word, all right, the true word, all right, is against all the philosophies, all the wisdom, all the philosophies, the acts of the so-called white man. So by us going out on the highways and byways and proclaiming this gospel, man, they'll look at that as us trying to overthrow the government. What's that word? Government meaning control, meaning mind. You know what I mean? That's what they doing to the simple. They're controlling their minds. All right, they pulling out that love doctrine. You know what I mean? That they pulling out that care for everybody doctrine. When the Bible is all about one nation of people, chiefly the elect of that nation. You know what I mean? So when we going into certain things, how the 2/3 of our people gonna die and be destroyed, the so-called white man is gonna try to counter that with sensationalism. You know what I mean? Or the Lord, the Jesus, he wouldn't have talked to his people like that. Jesus is all about love, and he's just gonna destroy. All that's just gonna destroy you 2/3, man.
Right. And if he was all about love, why did they put him to death?
That's right.
Because when somebody love you, they don't desire to put you to death, man, because you showing love to them.
God. And the synonyms is treachery, disloyalty. You know what I mean? They're going to say that, oh, y'all disloyal Americans because y'all want this place to be destroyed. You know what I mean? It's not even us. Well, it is us, but it's the Most High that want this place to be destroyed. And we rolling with the Most High and His only begotten Son, because they are the name. Those names are the names that's going to deliver us out of the set calamity and the set perils that's coming upon this place. You know, chiefly speaking about those ICBM missiles turning this place into a lake of fire.
That's right.
All right. So back to 10 horrifying tortures used in ancient Rome. It says in ancient Rome, the general rule was that the slaves could be freely tortured. And once we go down for treason, I mean, you can get tortured. You know what I mean? That's what happened when these spies and stuff get caught. You know, these German spies come in here and get caught, you know, spying out the government and all that. They get tortured. All right. It says, in fact, it was highly recommended that any free man accused of a crime, which treason is a crime, would have his slaves tortured in his place, often to death, so that the verdict could be reached. That didn't stop Rome elites, which the modern day elites is the so-called bankers, from torturing the free men and women of their country. Though there were always loopholes in the laws of ancient Rome, and the elite rulers exploited each and every one of them. All right, so that's the passage, and I'm gonna grab a couple of them. I'm not gonna grab them all. You know, brothers can, you know, look them up. But they have you get fed to wild hogs. All right, which, you know, a hog is an animal, which, you know, if you look at that spiritually, Daniel was attempted to be fed by lions. You know what I mean? But guess what? What happened? The Lord came down there, will basically put the spirit on the lions to not even devour Daniel. In fact, he put the spirit on Habakkuk and had one of the angels, you know, teleport Habakkuk to Daniel to feed Daniel some soup. Fed Habakkuk fed Daniel through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Shard. So they try to, you know, put you in, you know, some type of area, put some wild hyenas. You know what I mean? Put a wild bear, but guess what? The bear is on your side. You know what I mean? Because the Most High, you know what I mean, He put the spirits on certain animals to fulfill His will. That just shows how ignorant you so-called white people is, man. You know what I mean? Because the Most High said the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. So the so-called white man is going to try to put us, all right, in an area with some wild animals, all right, that we rule over, man. You know what I mean?
And that's all just scare tactics too.
Right.
Just to get your mind, you know, off from being, you know, being put to death, man.
Come on. It says, hold on that, hold that, and then give me a whole Wisdom of Solomon 17. Cut off. They have cut off. You know what I mean? Cut off what? Cut off your head. We just read that, you know, some of us to be beheaded. So, you know, they got that as a torture instrument. You know, they put you on the guillotine. You know, oh, if you denounce the names and take this RFID chip, you'll live and see your family. Right. You know what I mean?
Well, your family already dead already.
Right. Your family already dead. And guess what? Your family is of the world. They're already 2/3. They're going to get destroyed.
That's right.
All right, have or tied off. You know what I mean? Esau might try to tie you off to
them animals. You know, I was tying the animals, like your arm, your leg. Then like they'll hit the animal so it can run. Then they'll tear your limbs apart. You know, that's what Esau was trying to do. You know, if he got that. You know,
they got buried alive, so they were trying to bury brothers alive. You know what I mean? But you know, you may be getting buried alive. You know what I mean? The dirt might cover your face, but guess what? Now you got spiritual power. Now you break it through that dirt. You know what I mean? Because it is written that the Most High, that you know, will be as David in that day. You know what I mean? We're gonna regain our strength. I'm gonna grab one more. Cause this computer is. You see how I say working? Look, all of a sudden.
Yeah, so basically, you know, Esau.
All right, well, you get the point. You know what I mean? Brothers can look it up. You know what I mean? And read 12 and 13.
Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12.
So Esau is going to try to have you denounce Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai through his fear tactics. But what the Lord say in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, fear not. You grab that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, because you so-called white people are carnal, man. So y'all gonna try to do carnal things to get Jake to go off. But guess what? Jake is spiritual. You know what I mean? That's the two entities that's clashing right now. The carnal and the spiritual. And it's already written that the spiritual is going to overtake the carnal.
This is Proverbs 3:25. It says, be not afraid of sudden fear.
Right, be not afraid of sudden fear. And that's what the so-called white man is going to try to do, bring forth sudden fear.
Neither of the desolation of the wicked.
Right, neither the desolation of the wicked, because the desolation of the wicked is all these torture instruments.
When it cometh.
When it cometh.
For Yahweh shall be thy confidence.
Right, Yahweh shall be thy confidence, meaning that this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Ultimately, we got the name. You know what I mean? We did all the works. You know what I mean? And the Most High is not unrighteous to forget thy works and, you know, your works in love, just roughly paraphrasing it.
And shall keep thy foot from being taken.
Right, shall keep thy foot from being taken. You know what I mean? It may appear that you're getting taken. You know, on one end, on the right hand side, you're getting tried by the Most High, making sure, you know, because it's written that, you know, when you get a friend, you're supposed to try him. You know what I mean? And we're liking it to friends of the Most High because we got all the secrets. You share your secrets with your friends. And we got the secrets and the mysteries of the Bible. Through the Spirit and power, y'all by Shimon Shai, starting with Elder Apostle to our own down. You know what I mean? So, that was it on that. So, on the right hand side, he trying you, you know what I mean? But then on the left hand side, Esau, he trying to, you know, get you with his fear tactics. You know what I mean? But as long as you stay solid and believe that the Most High, that the Lord, the Heavenly Father, He is, He gonna deliver you. Now, if you get beheaded from that, man, you gonna have a great name in the kingdom. All right.
That's right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 12. For fear is nothing else but betraying of the secures.
All right. So fear is nothing more but a
betraying of the secures.
Betraying of the secures. I'm gonna look that secures up because his laptop is slot. All right, read that again. Start from the top.
It says, for fear is nothing else but a betraying of the secures.
So the fear is nothing else but the betraying of the secure. And that word secure is assistance and support in times of hardship and distress. Help, aid, assistance. Now, our help, aid, and assistance is Yahweh Shem Shah. It says fear is the betrayer of the aid. So you start having fear, then you starting to believe that the Most High, that he ain't gonna deliver you. You know what I mean? That's betrayal.
It says, which reason offer, verse 13, and expectation from within, being less, counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment.
Right. So, you know, because that fear that the so-called white man is going to try to instill into you, you know, even if you do get beheaded for this, the fear that you had is way more worse than you getting your head chopped off. Right. Because you getting your head chopped off, you don't feel it. You die like that. You go into the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? And it's written that whosoever died in a Mashiach will be risen first. But you know, this is just a lesson. You know what I mean? Just letting the Akim know. You know what I mean? Look, these things may happen, but guess what? The Most High on our side. The Most High dealing with us. You know what I mean? So, Lord, one of the brothers was edified. This is Ak Yakar, I'm Ak Yawasap. And we want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS that taught us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to all the hopeful elect Akim that's laboring in all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And you got anything else?
Oh, yeah, I want to get this last precept. This 2 Thessalonians 1:7 says, for the Most High Yahweh hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So the Most High, Lord willing, He's not going to give us the spirit of fear to fight these devils, man. So-called white man Esau. You know, He's going to lift up a standard, Lord willing. You know, so yeah, that was pretty much it. So with that, I want to give all praises and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
Shalom.
Shalom, brothers. Till next time.